Against you, the usurping elite. A warning. Hello, I'm Adrian Salbuchi once again from Argentina, and first of all I would like to thank all of you for the many comments that you have sent on my previous videos and for helping us to spread the word far and wide by posting those videos on your websites and blogs. Today I'd like to begin a new series of what to do type videos that I will be posting in the weeks to come so that we the people can start fighting back against the one world elite. All great things done by man over thousands and thousands of years have always been the result of the thinking, creativity and efforts of a small, compact and decided groups of people. People awaken themselves, and then they awaken their fellow men to new ways of thinking, of living, of doing things, and inspiring them on to even greater things. From those small groups arise the thinkers, the artists, the statesmen, the warriors, the doers, who express the silent will of the majority. They are the precursors. In the societal nation-building process in the United States, for example, they are your founding fathers, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Thomas Paine, Patrick Henry, followed by, later on in history, your Lincolns, your Jacksons, your Martin Luther Kings, your George S. Pattons. In Europe, I could refer to our Greek, Roman, Celtic, Slavic, and Germanic forefathers. I could refer to the Frederick the Greats, the Louis XIVs, the Elizabeth I's of England, the Charles de Gaulle's, and the great national leaders of 20th century Europe. In my own South America, I could refer to José de San Martín, the liberator, Simón Bolívar, the liberator of the northern part of South America, Bernardo O'Higgins, and in Argentina, I could also refer to San Martín, Juan Manuel de Rosas, and Juan and Eva Perón. Great things in world history, though driven by the power of the vast majority, are first conceived by the awareness of a small minority. Often it's a question of seeing the future as it unfolds before it actually hits you. Coming events cast their shadows forwards. So if you know how to look, you can see the shadows of those events coming towards us. So when I say we the people, I am voicing the silent will of an increasingly awakening minority. Minority for now. This message is therefore from we the people who are awakening to you, the usurping one world money power elite. You one worldlers know full well that we know exactly what you are and what you are up to. You will have noticed that we are uncovering your web of lies, dirty tricks, crimes, and false flag events. Every day we discover new tricks and more proof about the old tricks you have pulled on us. We are no longer in the dark about this. You can no longer hide from us. Whether it be the historical false flag events that you've staged over the past century, the sinking of the Lusitania, Pearl Harbor, or the Gulf of Tonkin episodes that served as excuses to wage genocidal wars against Germans, Austrians, Japanese, Italians, Vietnamese, Cambodians, or your modern false flag attacks like September 11, Saddam Hussein's supposed weapons of mass destruction, Osama bin Laden, Al-Qaeda, and the war on terror, which not only served as excuses to destroy entire nations like Iraq, Afghanistan, and Palestine through your Zionist Israeli controllers, but also to unleash a veritable global war against all of us, whereby, as George W. Bush said in a speech in September 2001, every country is either with you as slaves or against you as patriots. And when you said, or when he said, when George W. Bush said, you are either with us, make no mistake, us is not the American people. Us, in the words of George W. Bush, is you, the New World Order elite entrenched in the US and UK global public and power and private power structures. Today, we the people choose to be against your lies, your false flags, your psychological operations and your warmongering. We reject your values of greed, irrational consumerism, Greenspan's irrational exuberance, remember that? Your drug culture, your waste culture, your homosexual travestite modern style culture, the violence, the perversion, your cesspool of anti-cultural forces emanating from the cadres of psychological war experts in Hollywood, the CIA, the Tavistock Institute, and your think tank network. We the people have made a dramatic decision that will impact on the New World Order elite. We choose to live in freedom, fighting you, rather than live in bondage, obeying you. We fully understand that life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are rights that have waned and are being made to disappear in country after country, starting precisely with the United States of America, the United Kingdom, Europe, Argentina, Brazil, Japan, the world over. We will not support you and your agents embedded in our governments, our corporations, the media, the military, and throughout the highly complex power structures of each of our countries. We the people are bent on a global movement to take our countries back, to wrench our captive nations from your greedy and violent hands. It's war in the widest sense of the word, and we are out to fight it. And we are fighting back not because we cherish peace less, but because we love freedom more. Almost 500 years before the Christian era, a massive invading army from the east tried to twist the arm of our intellectual and philosophical forefathers, the Athenian Greeks. In the Battle of the Thermopylae, with a tiny group of 300 true warriors, the Spartan general Leonidas was able to stop a vast, larger, better equipped and stronger army of 200,000 soldiers under the command of the Persian Archív. The Greek Confederation prevailed. More proof that spirit reigns over matter. So, although today we are weaker because we can tap into far less resources, we are more disorganized, we are however more than you in the long run, we are better than you, and time is on our side. Today you might be far stronger than we, and you are ferociously organized as a global killing machine. Yet you know that your time, global elite, is almost up. Time is against you. We know that you are planning dreadful things in the weeks and months to come. It's no secret. We will not be surprised if you make another turn of the screw and push the ongoing financial crisis into the veritable global financial collapse that it really is, dragging the United States, Europe, and the better part of the world into massive unemployment, disarray in public services, fear on the streets, and mass social war, which is even worse than civil war. That will certainly be your cue to suspend constitutional rights and turn the United States, for example, into a veritable Soviet empire. Funny, isn't it? Let extreme capitalism have its way to the bitter end, and what do you get? A Soviet socialist state. The extremes meet. So we will not be surprised if your Baxter, your Roche laboratories, your Gilead, your Bristol-Myers, together with the CIA, MI6, and the Mossad-linked network of laboratories and intelligence, end up releasing a truly deadly disease upon the world. An intelligent virus that will not only target some groups, it will also target some geographies. Or perhaps there will be an antidote, which will be a very closely guarded secret, only for your use. So far, the avian flu epidemic of 2006 and the swine flu epidemic of 2009 have been mere test balloons to see how far people can be fear-mongered into willingly accepting mandatory vaccinations. And when people accept those mandatory vaccinations, what will go into them? Even deadlier diseases? Mind control drugs? Radio frequency identification chips? Good question. And for the 3 or 4 billion that you might end up killing with these vaccinations, well, you'd be really delighted to see 3 or 4 billion people wiped off the map, wouldn't you? We the people will not be surprised if you stage yet another false flag attack that will make September 11 look like a firecracker. And this one that you have in the planning board will be a weapon of mass destruction attack, right? A bioweapon in a major city, perhaps? Or a chemical weapon in a subway transit system, perhaps? Or maybe you'll go so far as to detonate a nuclear device over a major or not so major city? What will it be? New York? Seattle? Phoenix? And who will you then blame it all on? Iran? China? Militant civil disobedience groups? Who's going to be the next enemy this time? Or maybe even your Israeli controllers with Benjamin Netanyahu and Avigdor Lieberman and their Zionist stormtroopers will go ballistic and they will attack Iran, and then all hell will definitely be let loose as the United States is dragged into what will probably be your last war.